Okay, hello, good afternoon, evening, late at night, whatever time it is for y'all. I'm back. I can't stay for too long because I have to continue to make dinner, at about 6-ish, which is 5:07 right now, so I'm not gonna be here for too long. Oh, I want that. So, first of all, got a new surprise, got a new commission. Best part about it is, these lovely ladies are not it. Don't take me wrong. I love me some... Give me a second. Let's see if I can fix this. I love me some Escher Gang. But I bought these for me. That was a special little gift to myself after making some good money. Good evening, Jigsaw. How's it going? Good to see you. These are definitely here because I wanted to paint me some Escher. So I started assembling them while I waited for another commission to show up. And it is here. Red? Oh yeah, are you on your wife's PlayStation? Fair enough. So these are all gonna go. This can all get out of the way. We don't need this anymore. I sent you an email, because I just got your email. And what am I thinking? I'm sorry, brain died. I saw that you didn't want the shield arm, and unfortunately I can't remove the shield arm on the Ursines. But they do have other options. They had three alternate arms that are just like claws, not even lightning claws, but normal claws. So I sent you a picture with the three other options next to the shield arm. And so if you get back to me on that, I haven't started printing the bits. I'm actually going through the second run of torsos. Then I can go ahead and fix that for you. Another thing, now that I'm thinking about it, this guy, first of all, he's missing his torso. It's over here. Actually, well, it should work okay, I believe. Yep, there's torso. That'll go there. It'll be fine. But there is one thing that I wanted to ask you about. This part right here printed a little funky. There's a gap in there, and this printed very, very thin. And I'm not sure how to fix that. It did something similar here, where this printed thin, and that printed thin, and it didn't peel off like it did on this leg. So my question to you was, do you want me to go ahead and reprint this? Because this is, or just like peel these bits off. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be, and I don't know if they're actually part of the model or if that was just some weird bubbling, but it looks wrong. So I wanted to get your opinion before I did anything with this or declared it complete. Just these strange little bubbles that, like I said, that you can almost see that it's kind of bursting right there, and this one is peeling off. So is this up here, I think. And on this side, it went completely to pot, right? You can see that this one looks overly cured, like it's a bubble, and that one very clearly did peel off. So if you would like me to reprint the horse part without the nipples, I can definitely do that for you. But beyond that, the rams came out beautiful, by the way. They're actually almost as big as the horse. Now, if you're happy with the print, I'll just keep the print as is. But I just want to make sure that you're satisfied with it. Whether I like it or not is neither here nor there. Personally, what I would probably do, just because I don't want to go through more resin, is I would take a hobby knife and I would just scratch these parts out. Though I'm not sure what I would replace them with. I think I'll go back and I'll look to see what's supposed to be there. And if it is supposed to be something more substantial, then I'll go back and reprint it. Because I wouldn't want to give you a product that, you know, clearly was not what was intended. So I think that's what I'll do. But yeah, I don't think they have a free shield on the minis. It's all attached to an arm. Like, this is the shield that goes with the captain. By the way, the knot work on this turned out beautiful. But this is the one that goes on the captain's arm. And it's kind of the same with the Ursines, is that they have the one shield arm, and that's it. There is no free floating shield. But anyway, the thing that I'm super excited to talk about today, I got a new commission. And I might have talked about the commission earlier, and if I did, that kind of ruins the fun a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it because I'm just excited about this commission. They wanted it painted to the best of my ability. They asked for A tier, And so they gave me a fairly detailed list of what they want done to this thing. But what I get to paint, what I get to do all sorts of fun things too, because they wanted some really cool visuals, is this lovely lad right here. The new Demon Prince model. Fantastic looking mini. Very excited to paint it. And the best part is they even did some really cool terrain. They want the column to look, you know, very Greek-esque. They've got all sorts of neat things done to it. I think the only thing they're going to struggle with is that this stuff is going to end up getting painted over. But it's going to look really good in the meantime. They even gave me a backpack, because I was really worried. I was like, oh god, the wings are going to be huge. Thankfully, they were not. But we've got the backpack right here to go with it. I think the best and worst part about it is it's got this Imperial Fist greeb, or not this Imperial Fist. Had to fork out 165 pounds today. The oldest cat died on Friday. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. That's never fun. And I hope that the grieving process isn't too bad for you. Yeah, that's pretty awful. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry you had to deal with that. At least they're no longer in pain, right? They gave you as many years as they could, and gave you many, hopefully, good experiences, and you'll have those to remember, right? But yeah, they put a Space Marine who was 19. Good lord, yeah, that cat lived as long as it could. At that point, Death probably had to sneak up on it, or it was sleeping. But they've asked for an Imperial Fist, so I guess I'm doing yet another dead Imperial Fist, which is fine. Nothing wrong with more dead Imperial Fists, other than that it makes me personally very sad. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and hit both of these with a primer, and then try and figure out, my goodness, actually the first thing I'm going to do with these, Death to the Imperial Fist. I know, right? Stop killing my men. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. I've made a terrible mistake, and now I'm very frustrated. So, I brought my painting stuff with me to work because I figured that I was going to have a lot of time to do that since I had a long break. That's what I forgot to bring home from work. All my painting stuff is still at work. So, it looks like I will not be doing any cleanup on this because all of my hobby knives are there. However, I can still prime the thing at least. I'm very upset. Okay. So, I'm going to try and do the best I can with what I've got and just be really, really sad in the meantime. I was looking forward to really getting into this. Though, I'll be completely honest. While I say that, I definitely have a thing where, like I said, I've got to get going pretty soon. I'm not going to be here for too long. I've got to make dinner. Which usually my wife is lovely enough to do that for me, and she's been making dinner for us, but she specifically asked for the fettuccine alfredo with the herb chicken. And apparently I'm really good at making the fettuccine alfredo with the herb chicken. So it is my job to get that done this time. So what I'm gonna do first, I don't even have my mixer. I've got to mix this thing like a peasant by shaking it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of different things. I'm going to prime it gray, which is going to look a little weird because I've been priming everything black. But I'm going to prime it with this light gray, and from there, I'm going to go ahead and give it a deep purple base coat, and hopefully that'll look okay. And then I'm never going to buy this gray primer again, because gray primer sucks, and black primer is how things should be done. Let me see. Was I? No, I didn't. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. It's all falling apart, guys. I've never found a black primer I like. That's because you don't have Vallejo Surface Primer. It is what I use for every one of my priming jobs now. And it is absolutely fantastic. Of all places, Star City Games sells it, which I find weird because all they sell otherwise is army painter crap. And I use that word very literally. Army painter is not very good for much of anything. Okay. Okay, here we go. Just gonna hit this with a light primer to make sure that it can actually, that the next base coat can actually stick to it, because this thing is going straight into a purple. And that's where all the fun shadow and shading is going to come in. Unfortunately, I got this primer back when I first got the airbrush, and so I'm pretty sure I mixed in some things, like, what the heck is it called? Flow Improver, and I mixed in some homemade thinner. So unfortunately, this stuff is pretty watered down and weird. It doesn't react like it should. But I'm going to make do with what I got. You like the black primer I used for the Alpha Boys? I'm just curious how it worked for other stuff. Probably pretty well. Black primer is definitely the way to go because it basically creates shadows in case you screw up and forget to hit a point. Gonna hit it with a dryer now real quick to make sure that it's nice and dry, and then I'll probably hit it with one more layer just to make sure that it gets good coverage. Okay. But yeah, I started using the black primer a little more liberally as I realized I hated this primer. And to be honest, I haven't gone back. This is the first time I've used this primer in a long time. But I really want it to have a base coat of purple. And I don't want that base coat to be completely drowned out by the black primer. Okay, so that should be good for that. Actually, I need to go ahead and pull up. They gave me the client gave me an absolutely incredible amount of information about this. So I'm gonna have to go pull up their message. And let me see. Armor is really complicated. I would like to see done. Dark purple, vibrant hot pink flames. For the skin tone, pale purple like a lilac, pale lavender. General nails and horns, black with gray highlights, like how smoked Slanesh demons are depicted. Eyes can be black and glossy. Metallics, NMM or regular metallic. Cloth, crisp and clean white. The same flame effect on the cloth. For the stone, white stone similar to ancient Greek columns. Base is just dirty. If you don't have grass, I can do it my own. The model is sent back. Cool. So they're going to be wanting some purple. So what we're going to do is spray paint you not purple, and then we'll get you purple. I will say that it's been one of the more stressful aspects of hobby, or like doing this as a commission, is that I don't know how people assemble their models, because I'm very fastidious when I assemble my models, right? I'm very good about like shaving off all the flash to the best of my ability, and hitting everything so that it's nice and smooth, and trying to get it as, you know, clean as possible. And so far, some of the commissions I've gotten have not been that fastidious, and so it's led to some very different looking, not quite as high quality, hello there, finish jobs on them. Oh, are you clogged? Don't be clogged, sir. Thank you. But that's okay. I really like this model. I will say, I do think that Games Workshop is getting to this point where their models are a little overbuilt, but I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I know overbuilt has a generally negative connotation to it, but I think the amount of detail they're able to get out of these things is absolutely astounding. So I never want to make it sound like I'm complaining that their stuff is overbuilt. It's entirely an aesthetic choice of how many greeblies and how much detail they're putting on the guys. But I do kind of miss the days where things were more like representations versus, you know, miniature scale life models of them. Though that's definitely not a bad thing. Like I said, artistically, it's amazing. The old Demon Prince model doesn't have this degree of detail, and it's pretty easy to see how far Games Workshop has come with their sculpting and, you know, their modeling. And so that's amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's a technical achievement. But as game pieces, they kind of reach that point where there's so much going on that they're almost not really game pieces anymore. They're almost unreadable because there's just so much clutter on them. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of being old man shouts at cloud, you know what I mean? But I will say I do like the model a lot. I think the detail on it is astounding, and I'm kind of jealous that I'm kind of thankful I get to paint one and jealous that I don't get to keep it, you know? But I get to be paid for it, so I guess that's just as good. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep hitting this. And I put in the smaller nozzle I have. I have a 2mm or a .02mm nozzle, I think? I don't remember.
But I put a much smaller nozzle on here. Yeah, like they didn't do too good a job putting that in there, but that's okay. I have a smaller nozzle that I'm using, and it's allowing me to kind of focus in a lot more and hit spots that I couldn't hit. That and just getting more used to using this. Okay, I think there's a decent amount of primer on the entire thing, and I can go ahead and just hit it with the purple. So I'll be right back. I'm going to clean the and then I'll put in some base coat colors. He's ready to go. Let's see what I can do now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit of a goblin. I'm going to use some Apple Barrel Black, which is the cheapest black that I have. But the base coating, it works fine. I'm going to go ahead and hit this. I'm going to use a little bit of that in there. But Ben Repaints, you just didn't want to use black. That's correct. I didn't want the black to overpower the purple. In this case, I can take some of the black. I can take some Phoenician purple. Send a pic of the model, should be able to zoom in on the lake. Sent a pic of that model. Which model? I'm lost. What were we talking about? Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Give me a second. You sent it in the thing. I don't care about that. Let's go back here. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's supposed to be an like a bulge, and it's supposed to be... Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and reprint it and see what I can come up with. Hopefully it'll be okay. Yeah, the horse. I got you. Okay, so now we're going to add some Phoenician purple in there. Do I have any more Phoenician purple? Oh, there's the Phoenician purple. I'm going to drip that in there. Little droplets in there. Get more drop. Come on, get in there. Don't do this to me, kid. You're embarrassing yourself. Let's see. Use that. I'm almost out of Phoenician purple, so I'm going to gather it up on this brush. Just load up this brush. Gob it in there like so. I think this one is dead dog, so we're going to put that in there. Now, my crummy brush? It is my crummy brush. So, I'm going to add some paint thinner in here. Yeah, that's about right. Then I'm going to add some foam improver, and then it's going to get some sprays. It's 2 drops of foam improver. That should be more than enough. Now let's hope this isn't too dark. If it is, I'll just add some more Phoenician purple because I have some more. No, I think that's a nice, good dark. That's a nice dark purple. I think that'll work. Okay, get some more of that in there. Okay. Hopefully this will be enough. Oh, that was a good starter brush I just ruined. Oh
well. I thought that was my old beat-up starter brush. Okay, so let's go ahead, see what I can hit without ruining anything. Whoa! Whoa! It's a huge mess. Okay, so there we go. Go ahead and hit this entire thing, try and make it look... Oh, that's going to be a good dark purple to work up from. This purple makes me happy. I'm gonna have to be a little more finesse than what I was just doing, because between the thinner and the flow improver, this stuff is definitely coming in paper thin, or like really, really thin. So let's see what I can do here without making it run. I don't want it to pool anywhere, because that'll just make it look really messy and create weird streaks. Okay, gonna go ahead and air dry this thing. Hit it with another layer. One more layer of the paint. Hopefully not too wet so that it can really not streak, please. I'd love it if you didn't streak. Okay, I think that'll do. Yeah, that right there, that's a good purple. Fortunately for you guys, it really does look almost black, but from where I can see it, it's definitely got a nice dark purple streak to it. Like a sheen to it. So hopefully that'll show through when I actually paint the thing. Now, something I was thinking of doing, but I really don't think I'm going to do, is I'm not going to zenithal prime this guy. I could, but I feel like that wouldn't really be helping my cause. I do want to go up from this very dark purple tone up to a much lighter color. So hitting it with a zenithal prime just feels like I'm making more work for myself. Clunk. Gotta make sure to hit that butt. Now, I will be honest, this is actually not a very a skill that I've refined very much. It is spot airbrushing. I'm still not particularly good at it. So this is a great opportunity for me to get better. Right now it's kind of streaky. No streaming Shinchan? Nope. Never got it. Also, not much of a video game stream side. I'm more of a painter. I hope you appreciate my Evil Dead reference with the name of the stream, though. But yeah, good to see you. Good to see you, Kizagashka. Don't want to use your real name unless you're okay with me using your real name, but this is a commission. This is one of the brand new Demon Prince models that were just released a few weeks ago, I think, maybe a month ago, a few months ago for the War Hands, and it's a commission model. So I've got to make it look like the Lust God Slanesh, or the God of Excess Slanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, and all the other honorifics that they have. But yeah, one day I'll eventually get like a capture card, and I'll be able to do something like play Crayon Shinchan on stream. But today is not that day, unfortunately, because I have heard that game is absolutely delightful. And you guys can really see, I don't know if you can, but because it's so thinned down, it's definitely starting to puddle if I try and go too intensely with it. So this is going to have to be done in layers, which, to be completely honest, works really nicely for me. Because it will prevent me from going too heavy, and at the same time, when I start actually like layering the lighter shades on, especially on the skin, it will do a nice job of creating a nice smooth blend, as opposed to like really big splotchy areas that I could have hit better. So we'll see how this goes, and hopefully I'm not going to be too hyper aggressive with this. Speaking of video games, I decided to mess around on the virtual console last night just for kicks and giggles. And one of the games they had on there, I don't even remember the name of it, but I was on the Sega Genesis one just because I tried to play GoldenEye, and I was bad enough at GoldenEye with the Nintendo 64 controller. Trying to play that game with the newer control, or with the Switch controls, was an abomination and hurt my brain, and just reminded me of getting old. But so I decided to just go through some of the library and play some of the other lesser-known games just to see if I could find any that were fun or good or whatever else. Oh, this is just black. Okay. And it was an isometric RPG for the Sega Genesis, and it was called like Shining Knight or something. I don't remember. And I'll say it, I was perplexed by that game. It was hideous for one, which made me sad because there seemed to be a lot of effort put into it. But the other problem with it was that it was very difficult. And so I played it for a bit and tried my best, but eventually I got to a point where I was just like, that's enough. I've seen enough of this game. I don't need to see anymore. Neat game idea, though. You know what? I'm gonna use you. Contra on the SNES was great. Contra on the SNES, Contra 3, I believe it was, Alien Wars. That's one of the best games ever made, I believe, even though it's hard as sin. It's almost as it was a great, worthy grandfather to Metal Slug. Okay, this is not going to be as dark a purple, so I think what that means is I need to add more black. But yeah, I do love that the Virtual Console... Demon Prince, yes, this is a Demon Prince. This is a commission that just got in the mail late last night, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I didn't know it was there. So it sat out all night in temperatures that were cold enough that the morning dew kind of froze, and then warm enough that it all thawed. So the box was kind of soft and not quite mushy, but the box was definitely not sturdy when I got it. And I felt bad because, you know, it's a commission, so you want it to be protected. Now, thankfully, the mini inside was fine, but it was definitely alarming to walk out this morning to go to work and to suddenly see like a little box and realize, oh, that's the commission I'm supposed to be doing. So right now, I'm hitting the thing with a fairly dark, this time more thickly mixed, purple, because the client wanted Slanesh. They wanted a deep Slanesh for the paint job, and they were asking for like a purple that kind of shaded itself up into more of a pale purple or a lilac for the skin, and for flames on the armor. So I'm kind of hoping that if I hit it as dark as I can right now, that will allow me a lot of leeway with, you know, shading and shadows for when I actually do the fleshy bits. And when I actually do the armor, that'll have these nice dark contrasts. But I suppose we'll find out. There we go. Yeah, I do want this to come across a whole lot darker than where it's going to end up. I do also wish the paint mixed a little better in the cup. Because I think I'm almost getting like black now, which is a smidge too dark, and was actually what I was trying to not have happen by not using a black primer. But, you know, que sera, sera. It'll all be fine when it's done. Right now, it's kind of giving it a neat modeling, to be completely honest. You know what I mean? All the flesh on it is getting modeled, these different bruises of purple and black. So hopefully, when this thing finishes, when I reach a spot where I'm like, okay, I'm done airbrushing, it will be decent. Okay, I think that'll have to do. let's go ahead and hit it with an airbrush. With a, not an airbrush, my goodness, a hairdryer. And yeah, that definitely ended up a lot darker than I expected. It almost ended up black. It looks like it's black there. It's funny because if you look at the paint is nowhere near that dark. Nope, it's still coming out that color. I don't know. I was hoping to just make the shadows have a more dark purple, so that way when I missed stuff or when I couldn't hit things, it would stay this dark purple. Instead, it looks like it went almost completely black on me. Oh well, live and learn. The model's gonna look fabulous regardless. Okay, what else do I need to do? I think probably the tail a little bit more. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this stream in particular very short because I left all of my painting equipment at work. I brought it with me on the offshoot that I would have downtime. I did not have downtime, which is not a problem. It meant that I was, you know, doing the job I was getting paid for, but it also meant that I forgot all my paints. So I'm not going to get much further with him tonight. I think I might do that. Is first of all, dump all this paint because it's no longer necessary. Stuck you. And get rid of all this paint because I no longer need it. Which felt really bad to just do. That was a decent amount of paint I just threw overboard. And then I'm going to go back with a lighter purple on the fleshy bits. Hopefully I'll be able to distinguish the fleshy bits from the armor. And it'll all look okay. Fantastic. Airbrush is clean. That's going to be good to go. Man, that really sucks. I was hoping to get much further than that. But yep, between these two, that's going to look really good. I cannot wait to paint this thing. It looks so cool. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm going to have to... Most of this is armor, isn't it? Well, that's all armor. That's flesh. Got a lot of industrial tubage going on. That's going to be there, and I think the back is just going to have to go on it like so. It's just going to... How does the backpack fit? Oh, the backpack fits in these slots. So that'll just clink right in there. And that's going to be the demon prince. That's going to be the Slaneshi. Oh no, there it went. That's going to be the Slaneshi demon prince. Fortunately, like I said, I don't have my painting equipment. I'm so mad at myself. So there's not much else I can do. That ended up being a very short stream of about 35 minutes, I guess. So, oh, I guess I can show off this guy. I think other than getting the transfer on him, this guy is done. Really happy with how he turned out. Actually, that's what I can do. I can go ahead and put the dang transfer on him. That's what I think I'm gonna... No. I can't because I don't have my razor knife. Dang-a-rang. That's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. But yeah. That being said, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do something else. I'm gonna go ahead and head off. Don't really want to go back to work because that's about a 40-minute round trip. So, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me for this very short, session. I hope you were able to see some neat stuff. laugh at my misfortune, because that was really goofy on my part. And I guess I'll see you guys later, hopefully tomorrow afternoon. I'm glad you think so. I can't wait to start painting this. If he turns out like my other demon models, I think he's gonna look great, and that makes me happy. So that being said, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you had fun, and I guess I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Gosh, forgot my paints at work.